Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode, episode 102. We're at the Tour de France, and it's stage number 8. Big plan for today. Well, we're literally sitting on board with him. Last man in the entire Peloton is Bovis. I need to make every effort I can to get Bovis in the breakaway today. It's a punchy stage. It could be a somewhat small group by the time you get down to the end. Somewhat. It'll start to see the field sorted out a little bit based on the climbs, especially as they get harder and harder throughout the day. You have a couple Cat 3s and a Cat 4 to start, and then you have a mild Cat 2, and then a couple more serious Cat 2s that are almost but not quite Category 1 climbs. But then you finish on sort of a descent, falls flat for a little bit before that all happens, so not a big deal. Overall, race day condition looks fantastic for the team as a whole, but the whole point of today for me was, besides having Karaman not lose time, was Bovis going out and getting us started on the King of the Mountains classification. So 8 stages, 7 complete so far. The leader of the KOM has just 7 points. We've had a lot of flat stages. We had a time trial already, so there hasn't been a lot of opportunities to go out and score very many points in the competition just yet. We need to get this party started. Must get this party started. There's a lot of points today. I mean, we're looking at 2, 3, 5, and then 5, 5, and 5. So we're looking at 20 points available when the leader has 7 right now. Now, do I expect us to get 20 points? No, but if we come out of this stage with 10 to 12, that's enough to lead the King of the Mountains classification. Just like that. 1 stage, and it's yours. But we've got to get all the way through the Peloton as fast as possible with him, and still have enough to be able to get off the front and join whatever group is inevitably going to be gone by that point. The only good news that I have is we can start Galvez on, like, say, a 74, stretch the field a little bit, which is going to allow Bovis to get a little faster through it. In the meantime, let me do a select all for a second and then unselect those 2, and we'll send everybody else forward at a normal pace. Okay, here we go. Can Galvez hold up the show long enough to keep the attacks at bay? Keep it close enough? Arbutas looking really good, but he's only 71 hills. It's not about stealing points away from others. It's about getting the right guy some points on a stage like this one. There's other stages where we could send somebody forward. But you can see how Galvez setting a tempo that's only allowed 3 guys to get a few wheels off the front, and that's it so far. Downside is Bovis has that much longer and harder to go to get forward. But you can see another group trying to attack, trying to go forward. Comes Igashen, puncher for the day. He's the only 0 on the race day condition, and Galvez has so far neutralized any attempts at a break. Good job so far. Oh, look who's made it. Look who's made it through. Sit up. Sit up. Go ahead and protect your leader. Guerrero, Isakov, not even there yet. Bovis. Off you go. Go moderate effort. Breakaway of 4. Ready to form up. Keep an eye on these guys, because here comes Isakov. We do not want to be chasing things down. It's already a bigger gap than there's been the whole time. It's nice when a plan actually works. Of course, my plan would have been much easier. Much easier if Bovis had started. Here in the group. 6 more riders coming out the front, and there's a chase. Now it's 5. Now it's 7. Can we catch 3 and sit up and let 7 go? Be nice if they could do that. That would be nice. Alright, let's figure out what we're going to do with these guys. Dang, we've got some nice race day conditions today. Gonzalez Halbial, we're not worried about his overall, and he is not a puncher, so go ahead and protect our Butas. Igashin is. Isakov, same deal.
It's an
So
attack.
you know what? Martin Guerrero with his +4. He will
Attacked
be
by
fine.
Benoit Cosnefroy.
The pack is
Ryabovus
back on level terms
has
with the
been
breakaway
caught.
group.
Ryabovus is quite tired. This is not good because these other guys are going to take off here in just a second. And nobody is interested in chasing at said moment, which means I need to get the chasing done. I need to keep it at bay. I need to set up Ryabovus, but he needs to recover. So Martin Guerrero, I'm not worried about your overall GC. Be probably better to use a Domestique. Galvez has already expended a bit. Switch those two off. There you go. Okay, Ryabovus is just recovering right now, and we're keeping those guys close, and we're approaching that Cat 3 climb. So I think, theoretically, we want to set this up for Ryabovus to attack at the base of the climb. We're 28k from the top. It's only going to be a couple, 2 or 3k in length, right?
Some riders definitely will be able to keep up.
So we've got 22k to go till we get there, and Ryabovus can recover a fair bit in the meantime. So that's the current idea, is set this up, because those 4, not a fan of them getting and staying away. But at a minute, we're going to have to push a little harder. Ryabovus, though, I need his recovery, and that's heart rate instantly climbed. Come back down. Come back down. You know, those first couple of climbs are not many points. Maybe we need to set this up for a later climb. Maybe the second Cat 3. Not worry about the first 3 points that are involved. That's the new plan. Let the first 2 go, but we're already climbing. We'll have a descent here in a little bit, so he will get a chance to recover a bit once we get there. But that gap has opened up a little bit, but you've already got a split. 1 guy getting away a little bit, 3 guys off the back, and because of the tempo, I would imagine, and we need to switch you off, give you a rest as well, Ryabovus. How is he more tired? Like, there was no push. His heart rate barely elevated. What's going on, buddy? Okay, well, the descent is what I was looking forward to here. Go ahead and protect him. Maybe that's what I should have been doing here. That would have been a good way to get his heart rate back a little faster.
Somebody's taking a tumble in the main bunch.
Galvez. Those guys have opened up that gap a little bit more, but again, they're already split up, and that's a good sign. That's a good sign, but Ryabovus needs to recover. Gosh, I had a plan. I had a plan for this stage that has been horribly ruined by this failure to get off the front. Okay, Galvez, push a little harder. Okay, Isakov is alive, and Ryabovus had recovered some, and we're going to get that descent coming up, and we're coming back at those 3. And this is what I'm looking for. We want to get him off the front early in that climb.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway. The pack's deficit is being cut back.
All right, it's open. Now, there's only 1 point available on the top this time, so that's not going to help. We do need to get water. Let's send a good climber to do it in Gonzalez Albiol. Okay, Galvez still doing the work. Okay, descent to come, so a little more recovery for Ryabovus. And then we will attack somewhere along the way on this next climb. 1 rider, 40 seconds away.
You've just got to hang on.
We can at least go get the next 2, which will bring us, what, 7 points? And we'll see how long he can stay away, because I have a feeling he might end up being solo on this effort. Come on. UAE pushing. Isakov struggling to keep the wheel.
The breakaway is not to
See
everybody's
who they're
liking.
pushing
the Peloton
for.
has significantly increased its speed.
This is not going according to plan.
This climb features some dreadful percentages. Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
Right.
The escapees
Quick check-in.
have surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
Brake's been caught. Brake's been caught. Okay. Sal Salvial, how you doing on the water front? Okay. Back to Isakov. Now we come forward. Now I want him and Ryabovas to both attack.
The current pace is a bit too docile for some riders who are looking to create a breakaway.
He's attacking hard. He's not escaping. Isakov. Ouch. Try to get away. Couldn't. 3K to go to the top. Oh, here's your... Oh, we have a group of 4. We have a group of 4. Okay, Ryabovas has joined 3 other riders. I would imagine these guys have some KOM points already. 1. There's your leader with 7. It's Livens. Shouldn't be that hard to beat, but this is a punchy... No wonder I couldn't get away from these guys. They're all punchers. Ryabovas. Little mix, little bit of a climber. Sit on the wheel. In order to get points on this one, you gotta be in the top 2. Yeah, 2 and 1 is all that's available. And we've already expended everything as the primary attacker. I don't think I'm gonna get anything on this climb, but we have opened up a little gap, and there's 5, 3, 2, and 1. If I think we can outlast these guys on the next climb.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that
Okay,
the pack
we're
has
with them
increased
over the
its
top.
speed.
We didn't get any points there, but we're with them over the top. We're going to recover, and we should be able to
symbolic
outclimb them
kilometer
on
as we
a
go through
harder
the
climb
halfway
on the
stage
next
of the
one.
race.
Oldano trying to join the group, but he's already pulled back. I think he
That's the
just
end of the
tried to
breakaway.
attack
The
near the
pack
top.
gave them no
Shoot,
chance.
they all sat up. Really? They just wanted the 1 KOM point. Isakov misses out on water, so he's going to get it himself. Ryabovas, same time, was busy battling away, and we're going to have to recover and attack early on the next climb. Those guys are interested in a different manner. Punchers. Weaker punchers, but definitely punchers, where Ryabovas is more that combo guy for a bigger climb. That's these next 3. So we just need to recover a little bit, though. Actually, I have tempted to use Karaman to protect for him at the moment, but we'll use Galvez. Isakov went to get water, went all the way off the back. He's just gotten back on. But it wasn't all the way up. It just yo-yoed in the middle. Group split. Okay, he's making his way through. Making his way through, but Ryabovas is not going to have anything. But he'll attack soon, so it'll be okay. It will be okay. Okay, he's almost back to full strength here. And I think right now on the descent is the perfect time. And Ryabovas leaves them behind. As he sat up, nobody wanted to go with him, and he's got a 30-second advantage. 5K climb. Go ahead and use your climbing legs to open this thing up a little bit. 45 seconds. And they are now trying to chase him down, but these guys are not as good. They're using that punching ability. They've already split off. Joseph has left these 2 behind. Oh, strong puncher. Strong puncher, but only 1 point. He's not a threat. Ryabovas. 3K to go to the top. And let's back off a little bit.
The gap is widening.
The gap has opened.
Now over 2 minutes.
Healthy advantage. He's going to get some recovery on the descent. And all but Joseph have been reeled in. Still points available at the top. Do I want to send somebody to try to get those to keep it away from others? Nah, it's okay. That's okay. Not that invested just yet. He will get these 5 points, and that'll get him in the game. That'll get him healthy in the game. Oh, he even got water himself. Good thinking, mister. Good thinking. All right, over the top, it would be lovely if he could hang on to this advantage that he has, which is 217 with this descent, which really has not started yet. But once he solidly gets going downhill, it'd be nice if he could open things up. And Nico goes and gets another couple points. He's got a 4 or 5. This stage, we've only just really entered the game. Okay, heart rate, come on down. Heart rate, come on down. There it goes. Okay, getting into recovery.
I see a rider with
and now there's 2 riders. Martin Guerrero with a puncture.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
242 away and willing to work together. Good. See how much recovery he can get going here.
This is the last third of the race.
All right, 63K to go and a flat section.
The lead rider is now more than 2 minutes ahead of the Peloton.
Galvez,
the breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The Peloton has
yo-yoing at the moment, but
speed.
Martin Guerrero, wow, off the back, just like that. Okay. Mr. 81 mountain and 77 effort, and he drifts way to the back end of the Peloton. Galvez, who was giving significantly less effort, 65 mountain plus 2, so 67, and was kind of tired, and Galvez was well in front of Martin Guerrero. I don't think he was protecting him. I think Martin Guerrero was riding solo, and so was Galvez, because he had been protecting Riabovis. That had been his task. Didn't get the water, though. Galvez gave up on it. So we're going to need to get water at some point. These two have a 2-minute advantage and very little energy, so... And 10K to go. Steepest section is nearly done. Raman's fine. Arbutas is fine. Igashin is fine. Other guys are starting to drift back. It has come back together a bit. It's all Salvio. Well, that's so weird to see him struggling like that, but even with an 80 mountain. But he is riding protection duty. Down to 40 seconds, these two. Through the hardest part, but at 7.5K to go, I don't think they're going to hold off the field. Come on, Gel. Kick in, hang in there.
The pack is slowly whittling away the lead. Some team managers mustn't appreciate the
I will
fact that there is a
happily take a few points over the top, if possible. 3 points is great. 3 more points is great. 4K to go. I'm just not sure they're going to hang on for that much. Yeah, here comes a big chase. And he's caught.
Just reeled in the escape group.
Nothing we can do to recover that. He got 5 points today. I was hoping for 10 to 12. We got 5. Tough day. They did not want that breakaway going away, did they? Galvez is gone. Isakov is gone. Gonzalez Albiol is now gone. And the group is down to 89. And we're going to see very soon see Riabovis go out the back as well. And that leaves me with 4 riders. Let's protect the top 2. Even though he's punchy. Protect the top 2. Almost to the top here. And we need to get water. Who's really good at descending? Well, you're already up forward. Arbutas is up there. So Igashin's the back man. But let's wait for Riabovis to get dropped. And then we need to assign water.
The pace is really hot.
There we go. He's dropped.
Shouldn't see too many attacks. Attack from a rider.
Don't get dropped, please. Oh, come on, Igashin. Man, this game. Wasting so much energy. Can he even complete the task? Well, he's useless to us for this last climb. I've got 3 riders. I'm not thinking about the stage. I mean, this is not that kind of scenario. Just before we bottom out in the valley, he gets the task done. the
It's
effort
in
to stay
such
put.
percentages that the strongest can create some
And
gaps.
Igashin is about to get dropped, looks like. I set you to auto a long time ago. Not sure why it failed to do so. Okay, halfway through the difficult bit, and then overall you have 13k overall, but it really eases off.
The Peloton has definitely accelerated, meaning that an attack is highly unlikely.
Hey, can you get up on his wheel, please? We are just going to respond to things. Like I said, that I wouldn't be surprised if 69 riders finish in the Peloton. Or 68. It's going to drop some. But considering we're past the hardest part of the climb and it's going to ease off, I think we're just losing ones and twos at this stage, and we should still have 40 plus at the finish line, I would think. And I think some of it's going to come back together after the climb, I would think. Okay, Arbutas. Protect your leader. Guerrero. See ya. We're inside 50. You can see how he's not getting dropped rapidly here. He's been out of energy for quite some time.
That the strongest can create some gaps.
Now there's a little split off. Another 4, 5, 6. Pierre Latour, Champassin, Pedersen. There are some good riders getting dropped here. Arbutas down to 37, 35 over the top, and Arbutas and a couple Ineos riders getting dropped as well. Ramen hangs on. Barely.
Only 15 kilometers
Yikes.
left.
That low stamina resistance of his. And we're down to 32. Gel now, gel now. I don't care about the finish. I care about not getting dropped along the way. 12k to go. Ease off a little. Ease off. Okay, the front riders, though, can't push harder. Can't push harder. It's allowing Karaman to recover. Skjelmos pushing. There's that increase, but we are starting to descend, meaning Karaman's recovering. Okay, now we want to up the effort and make sure we're not getting dropped as this thing ticks its way along, and it undulates here along towards the finish. Skjelmos has been pulled back, and Karaman will begin to recover his position. 5.5k to go. We've already used our gel, so we don't have that. 33 riders. We've recovered our position, and we're just hanging on. Here comes the next wave.
And he moves on to the attack. It could be decisive.
Try to follow Yates. Not Yates. Follow Pogacar. 3.5k. Down to 21. Follow Bernal. What I'm trying to do now is ease my way backwards. Follow Vingegaard. Because we have 1.8k. 1.5. 1.3. Just follow, just follow, just follow. 1k. 800 meters. Just follow for now. Now sprint. Now sprint. Make sure we're in the group. There you go. All right. We survive. We hang on. Pogacar for the win. Bernal, Carapaz round out the podium and the time bonuses on the day. And we are in the group safely, but barely. Just barely. Our efforts to get this guy into the mix. Or not this guy, it was Riabovis. Anyway, to get Riabovis in the mix hurt. And that's the thing. We had excellent race day condition. We should have been very capable today. And yet, we scraped by 3 kilometers longer, and Karaman gets dropped and loses 20 seconds. 30 seconds. That's how close it is. I mean, you know, with the difficulty level, we are always on a knife's edge. I'm still a Continental Pro team trying to compete with the world's best. By the way, speaking of, we'll get to that in a second. Riabovis finds himself tied for 4th place in the KOM, 5 points behind Panico. So Panico did pretty pretty good. He's now up to 10. He got 9 on the stage. Romano now has 8. Livin stays at 7. And we've got ourselves into the competition now. Anyway, we got a ways to go to make a mark, but we went from 7 behind the leader to now just 5 behind the leader. So we did gain overall. Not that it's the same leader, but we're a little closer into the competition, and we at least have some points. It was a tough day on that one, especially coming from dead last in the Peloton to even get into the mix, but to have one shot at making the break only before he's too low on energy, and then having to never be in a position to actually recover. Yeah, it was a rough situation, and it hurt the team itself as Karaman barely squeezed that result through. He's up to 12th place. He was just inside the top 30 with how things were looking with the early time trial and kind of where we're sitting. But here's the big news, is that Farhat Karaman has leveled up. Now, I know my face is just about covering a few of the attribute names, but you can see the attributes themselves, and that's what matters, so we won't move things at this stage. But anyway, his average has skyrocketed from an 80 to an 82, bringing the overall top 3 guys of the team to a 79. And gosh, where were we last season at the end? 76, almost 77 for the average, so we're more than 2 points better. I think that's enough to get us into World Tour now. I do believe. We'll see if it actually is. But what has he actually gained? His mountain ratings in 81. Is that a +1 from where he was? Was he in 80? I think that was the case. I believe so. So he's +1 mountain. Hills, I think, is the same. I think time trial is the same. I believe he might have gained a point in downhill, or maybe 2. Stamina resistance is slightly better, because wasn't he in the upper 60s? So actually, that's more than slightly. I think he was like a 69-68 or a 70-68. But his recovery, I think, is the main thing that really boosted his average, which I kind of hate, because really you only get that as an impact the last few stages of a Grand Tour. At no other point does it ever matter. And that counts as a big part of your overall. It was definitely not an 83. I think he had maybe an 80. So massive jump there. Well, anyway, here's the funny thing. You remember that guy, what's his name? I'm teasing right now. What's his name? Oh, right. Alexei Burlikov. Yeah, you remember that guy, right? Check this out. Here's that special list that I put together this year, where I have all of my eligible nations, right? We have excluded Belgium, France, Slovenia, UK from the list. Those guys are not showing up, meaning this is all the guys that I actually could recruit from. This is my pool of riders. Burlikov's not at the top of the list anymore, right? He's not at the top of the list. It's Karaman. Karaman has passed him this season. Burlikov has not leveled up again since leaving the team. He's still an 82. And Karaman, somehow, is a higher 82. Whether it's by a tenth or a couple tenths, I don't know. But yeah. He started this season as a 78, or was he a 79 at the start of the season? No, he was a 78. Martin Guerrero was a 77, and then we had a 75. I remember that now. 78, 77, and a 75. That was our top 3 guys. We had more than one 75. Maybe it was a 76. 78, 77, 76. It was probably the case. I think I had 2 76s. That's what it was. Because now I have 5 76s where I had 2 before. And Isakov was one of those 76s. He's now a 77. Martin Guerrero was the 77. He's now a 78. Karaman was a 78. And then he caught up to Gourmet. He was third best. Now he's the best rider in our pool in one season. +4 for him. Massive. Massive. But here's the thing. Look at the top of this list. All of these guys, the only no contract ones, Isakov is the one we got to worry about. He's going to want a pretty big pay increase. But if we can keep him under, 25,000 or something, that's going to be quite affordable for us. And he's going to be huge with 3 years already at a 77. I'm looking forward to that signing. I hope he does not level up before August again. I don't expect he will. But Mark Guerrero, he's under contract till 2028. That's the best out of anybody other than Bernotas on this list. That's awesome. We've got the only 2 long contracts at the top of the list. But Haraman's under contract, along with Berlikov and Gourmet and Gonzalez and Erez. All of those guys are under contract until 2027, as in next season. So a year and a half from now. Haraman's under contract until a year and a half from now. Let me reiterate that. Let's look, starting at Stoinich. Good place to start. Stoinich. All right. The 77s and above in our pool. 20K, 18, 2,000. Minimum contract. Amir Isakov. But that's an expiring one. We're going to pay him a whole lot more. I'm hoping to keep that at 25. Okay, we already talked about that. 23K, 17, 56. 161,000 for Berlikov. 161K. Karaman's making 9.4. All the way through next year. He's halfway through that contract. He's making 9.4K. Berlikov. Contract ends the same day that Karaman's contract ends. He's making 161K. We're doing some good business here, folks. We're doing some good business. I'm the Decathlon Gamer. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.